Hello everybody, we are back again, and I don't know what it is about these AU streams, but it makes the chat go really weird really fast. Okay, let's get started. So I'm so happy the Ursets one was the winner because I was freaking out over Star Wars. I don't know Star Wars, I've watched... That's weird. I didn't mean to click that. Anyways, I'm very happy that Ursets was chosen. So let's just hop into it. So there are three main characters from it that I really like the design of. I guess I shouldn't say main characters because they're not main characters. There's a guy whose face is all wrapped up, a guy whose face is also a gas mask. And then a dude who's drawn just in like black and white with like this big teeth design. So I'm gonna try to kind of incorporate that into the Graycove characters, and this is gonna be very, very experimental. I'm glad you didn't just go with World War II, because I don't know what I would even do with that. I need like an art style to go after. Yeah. Okay, let's just jump right in. I think I want Griff to be the gas mask guy. And yeah, I don't know how this is gonna turn out. I don't know what it's gonna look like. I don't know if it's gonna be good or bad, but it's gonna be something. And yeah, like I said a little bit earlier in the comments, if you guys choose a show that's like only human characters, so let's say you chose like The Simpsons, we're either going to be drawing them as humans in the Simpson art style, or we're going to be drawing them as animals in the Simpson art style. Like they have dogs and they have like a cat and then a couple other animals throughout. I just feel like drawing them as animals in that art style would be really, really strange. Ursets dudes are hardly human? Yeah, so that's why I'm just gonna kind of try and mix some stuff together. Actually, I'm not gonna do that. Okay, we're gonna start with the shape, I think, of his face. Griff's face. And then modify. I think that will be the way. I've never watched Simpsons or even Family Guy, only Bob's Burgers. It's kind of impressive. Both shows have been going on for a very long time. What if there was an AU where everything was exactly the same but one rat had hantavirus? Yeah. Guess it was more towards my tastes. Yeah, fair enough. I don't mind The Simpsons. I grew up with it. I watched it a lot when I was a kid, which probably shouldn't have, but that's fine. And we had my brother had like all of the Treehouse of Horror episodes downloaded or saved on a computer, so we watched those a lot. And I think they're still my favorites. I'm not like a huge Simpsons fan, but I do like the Treehouse of Horror episodes. Okay, and now we're gonna try to turn his face into a gas mask kind of thing. We're starting off weird. I watched Bob's Burgers in the 5th grade. I was addicted. I wanted to be Bob. Fair enough. You know, Bob's Burgers is definitely my go-to rewatch show. So I think I've watched it all the way through probably 20 times. I love how so far Griff just looks traumatized. Yeah. I'm having a hard time making this look like a mask. Maybe if I had some like stitch marks or something. Band coming out. I even liked the movie even though it was just a longer episode. Yeah, a lot of people complained about the movie, but I really enjoyed it. I liked the very flowy animation that they had in it. And the music was very well done as usual. Same, I don't know why people hated it. Yeah, it was awesome. I loved the music. It was so good. The animation was amazing. Top theater experience. I didn't see it in theaters. I didn't know they had it in theaters. Ah, shoot. I drew this on the background. That was so dumb of me. Okay, that's fine. I fixed it. Let me turn this to multiply. And it's okay. I feel like I should watch Bob's Burgers. I've been meaning to. I haven't gotten around to it yet. It's a very... I mean, I love the show. To me, it is fantastic. Yeah, we jammed the songs from Bob's Burgers. Hey, Luke. Yeah, we have the song Lucky Ducks on one of our playlists. Okay, I think I want Hazel to be the wrapped up face guy. She's gonna look super creepy. Okay, we gotta lower Griff a bit. He should not be this tall. Yeah, Lucky Ducks is so good. Okay. Just gonna rough them out first, and then we'll probably... What Griff is this? We're doing a Ursets Graycove. I don't think it's a short... It's a pilot episode on YouTube. I don't think you would like it, Luke. And the characters are very strange World War II soldiers. Okay, so same with Griff. We're gonna start with just like a face outline. We're gonna make Hazel shorter because she's not gonna fit at her actual height in this framing. And then we're gonna make adjustments to her after the fact. Oh, it's World War One. My bad. I thought it was World War Two. Then we're gonna add some bandages. So we're making her look like the bandage guy. Who I think is my favorite from the pilot. He has a very cool design, very creepy. This Graycove AU stream is already turning out to be so weird. Weird teeth. I am already regretting choosing this for tonight's stream. Since his face is a little damaged, let's get rid of one of her ears. She lost it. And we'll mess this one up a bit. You guys are really going off in the chat. It is so hard for me to keep up. I think you're talking about creepypastas. These guys look cool. I'm glad you think so. Okay. Now, who do I want Russell to look like from this show? Give me 1 second to quickly look at some character art and try to figure out what I can do with it. I really like the guy with the hood. I'm forgetting his name right now. With like the mop head. Would I just be putting a wig on Russell? Give him the long, luscious locks. That's so boring, though. The aesthetic is the hood guy. Yeah, so I was thinking of him because he looks really cool. But I don't know how I would do that to Russell. With the hood and everything. Wigman? Okay. You got it. Let me find a picture real quick of Mophead. Since we're doing two weird, creepy ones, we'll have Russell in the corner with a wig. Kind of just looks like a weird emo kid from the early 2000s at the moment. It's kind of like an X-ray, just X-rays Russell's face. You already told me to do wig guy, so you're getting wig guy. You lost out. But Mophead's got the full alpha male jaw. I don't know what that means. But you're getting the weird wig. You get what you asked for. He's the one character who's fine. The rest are all traumatized. Okay, let's clean these guys up a little bit. It's not the first time her ears have been stolen. Oh, right, that guy had, the guy that he's based off of has boar tusks coming out of the mask. Because he kind of looks like a pig or a boar or whatever. So we'll give him some little fangs sticking out instead. I imagine Griff might be the hardest one to sew because of all that fur that sticks out. No, so he's getting simplified a bunch for the pattern. He's gonna have like 2 fluffs on his face. And then that's kind of it. So a lot of it is getting smoothed over. So Hazel is gonna be by far the hardest one to sew because of all of her spots and everything. Oh, oof, I was hoping for a challenge. Hazel's gonna be your challenge. Yeah, but I want a challenge after the challenge. Make him armor. There's your challenge with no sewing pattern. Make his entire armor outfit to put on top of the Griff plush. Yo, you should draw the Graycove characters in the Coddle art style. I don't know what that is. Oh, Cult of the Lamb. Oh, that would be so cute. Yeah, add that to the next one. I love Cult of the Lamb. And a little bit of depth to this so that it actually looks like little glass eye holes on the mask and not just blown out pupils or whatever. I took a look at the Casting Call Club page and I think I found a really good Russell. Nice, that's awesome. Yeah, we were looking at it, I looked at it earlier today because I saw the video that you posted, and I didn't realize just how many people were auditioning. I thought that was crazy. Very cool. Now you're at 74 submissions. That's pretty cool. Graycove sort of remind me of Night in the Woods. That's a solid game to compare it to. Night in the Woods has a very cool vibe to it. I think I played Night in the Woods to the end, but I feel like I missed a lot of stuff when I played it through. So I don't know. Man, Marshall and I know how you feel doing orbital mechanics while reading chat is hard. Yeah, it's... Drawing and reading the chat and trying to talk at the same time are all difficult. There's something about drawing, when you get really into it, I just forget how to talk. And like articulating anything just becomes somewhat harder, and I knew that that would be a problem when I started streaming, unfortunately. And it's something that I've noticed in other artists as well, because my old art teacher, if she really got into like painting, she was really getting into like showing us an example, she would just partway through like blank out and forget what she was trying to say, and struggle to find the words that she was looking for. Which is probably one of the reasons why she came up with very funny artist terms. Okay, not bad. On to Hazel. Yeah, sorry dude, I want experienced voice actors and good mic. That makes sense. I did send a link to it, to like the people I was thinking of that I know personally, for voice acting, but I want to see if they even do apply, because they might decide not to. But if they do, I want to see if they get picked without me being like, hey, this is the person I had in mind. So we'll see how it goes. And thankfully the people that I sent the link to are experienced voice actors, in that they, you know, they do it for their own channel, and like they've done a couple of like small things. They're not like hired voice actors, I don't think. And they definitely have the proper equipment for it. Griffin Russell fanfiction will be real. Will be real in the game, you mean? Because the odds of it being real in the comic are not looking great for you. No, make the voice actors read fanfiction. Creepy. Don't like it. Damn, Hazel looks gangster. I still think Hazel looks pretty as a rose. I don't know if rose is the right plant. Let's give her just a tiny little ear stump coming up so it's really clear it got ripped off. I think she got one more good war in her. Well, if we ever need to make a nightmare sequence for Hazel, we have some fun inspiration to work off of. What will you guys do for Tales from Graycove 2 Electric Boogaloo? If and when we get to the point of doing a Graycove 2, or, you know, the second part in the series, it'll be a continuation of the first one. There might be like a small time skip, but not a very big one. It's not gonna be like 10 years later, you know? Graycove 2 will come out in like 2030. Yeah, I'm just trying to keep it nice and vague. Will there be new main characters? For the second one, probably not. Who's to say? I mean, we've been working on this for like what, 2 years now, and we're on chapter 6 or chapter 7. So it's gonna be a bit of a wait, most likely. It's gonna take some time. Russell looks so goofy. I'm just excited for the entirety of book 1. After that, I will disappear and my game will be lost media. Graycove characters in regular show art style. Technically, since we're Canadian, it should be Graycove with an E. Yes and no. There's a, yeah, like Jasper said, there's a plot relevant reason why it's not spelled with an E. You're Canadian? Yes. I don't like Russell with emo hair. It looks bad on him. Does it count as lore for just like, this thing is, we did it for a purpose? My Chemical Russell. Yeah, I saw it, Jasper. You don't have to highlight it. It's very funny. Do people in Canada actually say, or is that a stereotype? I think, yeah, on occasion. It's not like to the extent that that a lot of media likes to portray stereotypical Canadians. The traditional Canadian stereotype is like Toronto Canadians. Yeah, it's like a very specific group of Canadians. It's not like all Canadians. I think it depends on which stereotype you're looking at. It's like Michigan if it were Canada. Never traveled to many states. I have never traveled to any states. I have only flown over the US, and we never landed. And I'm definitely not gonna travel to the States now, or probably for a while, because things seem not great. I think the only place I'd really, or like, there are only a few places in the US where I would want to travel to. Good, Marshall, please stay away from us. Stay in Graycove, you got it. Remember, the US is 70% of our viewership. Don't talk too much. Good point, good point. The US seems great. Okay. This is one of few where I want to add in some color, since it has a very, I guess, neutral, dark color palette. And you guys should, and by you guys I mean specifically Jasper, should start a poll for the next one. And vote for Cult of the Lamb because I love it. Marshall, please do not come to Texas. I was not planning on traveling to Texas. I don't know anyone in Texas. I don't have any particular interest in Texas. Okay, you hear the thing Marshall asked us to do? Yeah, don't do that. Jasper, ban Luke. What A's are we doing? Everybody sync your onto me, Cult of the Lamb, or I need your power scream right now. Thank you for taking my preference into suggestion with your voting. I don't know what TF2 is. Oh, Team Fortress 2? I wouldn't really know what to draw for this because I don't know anything about this. Maybe we can be in the next one. I would love to see Graycove characters in the Chicory, a colorful tail art, but not many people know that game. Let me look it up. Oh, that looks really cute. I only see like the 2 characters, but that's probably enough to go off of to try. Oh no, it looks like there's more than 2 characters. I mean, hey, throw it into the next vote. It might win. It's very cute. Do you have the bag on the microphone, Marshall? It's loud. Yeah, yes I do. I have a question about the bioluminescence. How does it work? Am I not wrong to assume it applies to herbivores and omnivores? We're trying to keep most of that close to the chest, because we don't want to spoil stuff. So I'm not answering. I know how Graycove ends. I could spoil the ending here. I have to imagine your version of the ending has something to do with Griffin Russell, but I could be wrong. Hazel visited me in my sleep and she told me the ending and then flew up my window. Turns out I was experiencing sleep paralysis. She does look very close to a sleep paralysis demon, just size-wise. I always think of What Remains of Edith Finch when I hear the name Finch. Man, I love the game What Remains of Edith Finch. It is so beautifully well written and designed. Everything about it is so cool. I want to play it again. An ad cut me off. I was saying that I love What Remains of Edith Finch. It is a wonderful game. It is very beautifully written and designed. I have watched it many times. I will probably watch it again. Oh yeah, and I can play Milton's Tower on the piano, which is not a difficult song to learn, thankfully, so I figured it out pretty quickly, but it is a very pretty song. If you watch Graycove, then take Benadryl, and then go to bed, you dream of the ending. I played it once and I'll play it again at some point. Yeah, I think I've played and or watched walkthroughs of it a couple of times, just because I really like the writing for it. Only songs I know on piano are Moonlight Sonata. Fair enough. I've been playing piano since I was like, I think I was in like grade 1 or kindergarten when I started. Because there was an incident at school and my parents went, time to go on piano lessons. And I'm not good at sight reading. I'm not the best at playing piano. But because I've been playing for so long and just teaching myself in between like going to lessons and stuff, I have just like this very fun, terrible memory for songs where I'll start playing something and be like, I think I remember a song sounding about like this, and then just playing the entire thing and being like, oh, I do know how to play that. Whoops. Incident makes it sound more serious than it is. It was just, they used to do a thing at my elementary school where at assemblies, if you could play a musical instrument, you could leave class early to go play this instrument in front of parents and stuff while they're waiting for like all of the students to trickle in from class. And I was like 6 or something, and I was like, I don't want to be in class right now because class sucks. So when they were like, does anyone know how to play an instrument? I was like, yep, I do. And I just made something up on the spot. And then my parents went, wow, this kid must really want to learn how to play piano, so we're gonna put this kid in lessons. So I learned how to play piano because I was trying to cut out of class at 6. Hello, other Marshall. How have you been? You played yourself? Literally. I was trying to get out of work and I gave myself more work. I don't like this white background. I'm gonna get them. Just a very hazy blue. This is straight up my favorite AU so far. It's definitely a fun one. It's very strange. Doing quite fine. How about you? I'm good. Drawing these characters as fictional World War I beings from Ursets is a Very strange. I'm excited for Cult of the Lamb because it's going to be very different from this. I do like how this is ending up though. World War I happened. Yeah, no, I mean like fictional characters in a World War I themed show. You should draw Herb as Mr. Frog's dad. I don't know what that's a reference to. Thank you for joining us, Beluga. See you next time. I'm definitely not drawing salad fingers. The trick is I'm going to do all of the normal colors that they have and then put a filter over them to make it a little bit dingier, I think. A little bit darker. Did Jasper just sneeze? Yes. Yes, he did. Hit him with the watercolor brush. I don't have my favorite watercolor brush on here. I keep meaning to try and recreate it. I have a watercolor brush on Procreate that I think I like downloaded from a pack or something. It's not like a base brush that it comes with. And it just works so good. I have like 2 watercolor brushes and I will use that and the pencil brush and nothing else. Just a little circle around the eye. And then, what did his eyes actually look like in the thing? Let me look again. Okay. Never really got the grasp on watercolors. I never got the grasp on watercolors that aren't for digital art. I don't have the trust it takes to work with them. I need more control over my paints than I get with watercolors. Watercolors are not forgiving at all. Where like acrylics and oil paints are pretty forgiving in that you can kind of just paint over top of something and fix it up. I've done a couple of watercolor paintings that I really like. I did one of a falcon like years ago. My parents have it up in their cabin and it turned out really nice. But I've been told by a couple of art teachers that I treat watercolor paints like they're acrylic paints and I just keep layering like layer over layer over layer over layer so they don't really look Like, they still kind of look like watercolors, but I'm definitely not using them in the, like, correct way. I watched a watercolor tutorial video, but I kept messing up, and whenever the lady said just let the watercolor do whatever they want, it's okay, I got irrationally furious. Yeah, that's how I get too. I like having control over my paints and what they're doing, and you can't really control watercolor. And I get that that's part of it, but I find it very frustrating. Control S, thank you. Yes, I saved. I've mostly done acrylic painting. I've done a couple of oil paintings, but they were all water-soluble oil paints, not like pure regular oil paints, because I don't have the setup or ventilation required to work with those. And it was really fun, and I would like to do it more, but I just haven't had the time. So I told Jasper for my birthday, we're going out to my parents' cabin to spend a night, and we're just gonna paint and be out in nature and not look at any of our tech or work, so I can do some painting. I did an acrylic painting once that I really liked, just a red circle with the silhouette of a leafless tree in front of it. I love doing simple paintings. I have a couple, I get very, I critique myself very harshly when I paint, but I have one that I still love to this day, and it's just like a really tiny, I think it might be like 6 inches by 10 inches sized frame, or something around that, but it was like just like a stormy ocean shot with a boat on it, and it's still one of my favorite paintings I've done, and I did it years ago. Just rejoined, didn't read the title, that was terrifying. Thanks. Hazel jump scare. Now for my least favorite one. Do you draw via mouse? No, I have a drawing tablet, so I'm using a pen. I do sometimes use my mouse, like for scrolling in and out, I'll switch back and forth. But for the most part, I use my pen. And someone is texting me right now. Like very simple layout drawing using my mouse. But that's because I was using this lasso tool, so I was just like clicking shapes and then filling them in. So, kind of cheating. Our internet might have just hiccuped. Yeah, I noticed that too. So, hopefully we're still here. It's still running. I don't draw digitally at all, and I hate myself for it. I mean, it's expensive to get into. You have to get a drawing tablet, you have to get a program. There are free programs, thankfully. I think I got my first drawing tablet when I was like 13 or 14, and I had to save up because I didn't get an allowance when I was a kid, but I would get paid for grades. So it took a couple semesters, and I think it was like $200. My comic looks so lousy. No, I think it looks good. You're working with pencil and paper, so you have to hold yourself to the standard of you're working on pencil with paper. It's gonna look different. That's just how it is. I understand the feeling of frustration though. I've been there. Like when you're working pencil on paper and you want it to look a very specific way, or you want to try coloring with like markers or pencil crayon and you can't get the same like crisp colors. I mean, you can still get very good colors out of them, obviously, but I can understand the frustration, but your comic is very well done. And you can always get into digital art later if you want to. Is Centaur World one of the options? Nice, I love Centaur World. I also don't think it's gonna win. It looks like Valve is. Yeah, I'm starting to regret the hand-drawn thing. It looks kind of sloppy. Dude, the first few chapters of Graycove look sloppy because they are sloppy. And I don't have the excuse of you're having to like take a picture and hand draw and like do all the stuff, because that adds a lot of extra effort and difficulty. So if you really don't like it, you can always redraw it later. It's not the end of the world, you know? Cause like, I'm gonna be completely redrawing the first chapter at minimum. I'm in too deep now to change. I passed the 1 year mark. Fair enough. I mean, you can keep doing it the way you want to do it, or you can change. It's not the end of the world if you do change it up, because like, again, Graycove Chapter 1 compared to the ones we're doing right now are wildly different. I guess not wildly different, but like there's a clear difference between the two. Graycove Chapter 1 is not sloppy. It's a little sloppy. Like, I was not putting any effort into the backgrounds. I didn't think anyone was gonna read it, so I was like, just drawing it for fun. I was still figuring out the art style a bit. And it looks like Valve Games won after we do Cult of the Lamb. Cult of the Lamb shouldn't take too long, and we're probably not going to color them. It might be sloppy, but it's still far more than the average person could accomplish. Well, thank you. That's very nice of you to say. Yeah, either way, I would eventually like to go back and redraw all of Chapter 1 and probably a fair amount of Chapter 2 and parts of Chapter 3. And like, there's a bunch of stuff I'm gonna have to edit and go back and fix up. Yeah, the poses are gonna stay mostly the same. I'm gonna be updating them a bit. And like cleaning a bunch of stuff up. It's mostly the backgrounds that I'm bothered by. Mop hair. But like, I'm not gonna, the poses are gonna stay the same. And like the general layout is all gonna stay the same. I'm just updating the art, you know? What's this pull for? Which of the Graycove characters is Team Fortress 2? Yeah, and like there are a bunch of small mistakes sprinkled throughout that we have to go back and fix. Yeah, the mannequin being the most obvious one to me anyways. It looks so silly. Okay, now let's make them a little dingier. Oop. Oop. Which one am I looking for? And multiply works. Just gonna change it a bit. Do an overlay as well. Whoop. Not to that extent. It's definitely not perfect, but I think this has the vibe, you know? I'm back. I was watching Ursets for the first time. How long did that take? Well, we started at 6:30, so it took an hour, about hour and 15. Factoring in that I'm pausing to, you know, turn my head and look at the chat every few seconds. Okay, let's group these all together. And start the next one. That was towards microwave, sorry. Oh, my bad. Okay, let's get rid of these pictures. And look up Cult of the Lamb real quick. Okay. Thank you for joining us, Alex. We'll see you next time. Okay, who should we start with? I think we'll start with Hazel. Wait, what are their... They have their faces up. What do they actually look like? Okay, they're just little... wearing little shirts. Itty bitty bodies. Just little stubby arms. I wish I could use Photoshop without a subscription, just pay once and be done. I agree. That would be really nice. But they're never gonna do that, unfortunately. Also, it took a while, but I finally got the flirt skill to work in the RPG. Like right now, I know this because Griff flirted with a hyena, enraged her, and got one shot KO'd. Nice. Okay. So deer ones are kind of... That's a little bit more of a slope on this. More of a triangular shape. It's okay, Griff flirted again, and the hyena then became charmed, then proceeded to demolish her own sister. Wonder how the matriarch would feel about that. Not good. That hyena would be in a lot of trouble. It'd probably be better if they pieced out and left town. Or camp or whatever. I had this tool selected. That's okay. Yeah, one of the matriarch's daughters being charmed by a man. She would not put up with that. You turn on the family for some guy? Absolutely not. Actually, what would characters in Graycove wear to a wedding? It depends on the group. Because they have different types of weddings, and we've only really nailed down what the deer weddings are like because we were thinking about it, and I don't want to give too much away in case we decide to show it in the comic. We came up with what we thought and still think is a very cool idea, but I, again, don't want to get into it. Their eyes are kind of shaped a little peculiarly. I think they're the exact same size, which weirds me out, so I gotta bump this one up a little bit. Something like this. So I made these too small. Let's just thin it out a bit. Very strange art style. Spots would be rounder in this art style. The fact that they have the noses over here and then the mouths go like right here has always weirded me out. It's very strange. So maybe we'll just do the 3 spots like that. I'm wondering what the Graycove characters will look like. Animal Crossing, we did do that. Yeah, we just did Griff. Yeah, the birds look super weird. Microwave. I mean, they all look kind of weird, but like especially the bird ones and the ones with like the bison one with like the nose on side of its face. That's kind of all there is to them. What did I say he is? So Crispy's in Team Stanford is a boy. Yeah, I did confirm that Stanford is a boy. You guys were wondering, and I wanted to tell. It's like you pointed out in what you wrote on that post. I forget which post it was. It changes the matriarch's background a little bit, I think, to show that she had a male relative that she cared about so much, and that she would probably she would probably treat the other male hyenas better than the previous matriarch did because of that. Okay, let's do Griff now. Okay. Similar shape. Real question is the matriarch a girl? Yes. Do any of these characters have eyebrows? I don't see any eyebrows, so I think no. I see the conversation that you're all headed towards. Jasper chanted it, and so do I. Personality swap AU. Hazel is grumpy. Griff is nice and sunshiny. And Russell is normal? I don't know what to call him. Literate and not a criminal. So boring. I don't know. Let's give Griff one of the little hair tufts. Yeah. Russell just follows by the rules. Hey guys, let's go respect our guards and clean out our houses of any human impurities. Genderbend does seem fun, but the only one who would look significantly different would be Hazel, because she would have antlers, and that's really the only thing that would change. Yeah, we try not to give any of the like stereotypical feminization or like adding unnecessary like big muscles to characters to make them look more masculine, because to me, especially when you're drawing animals, that's stupid. So yes, we don't do like the giant eyelashes, and we don't give like the big like hourglass figure kind of stuff that they give to a lot of anthropomorphic characters, because it's stupid. These are animals. They don't follow human gender differences. Yeah, some animals do have big muscles, but like both genders are gonna have big muscles, like tigers in that species. Oh yeah, our internet's kind of popping off again. I don't know why. Maybe it's... the weather's fine. I don't know why it's doing that. If we suddenly stop the stream, you'll know why. Kangaroos are shockingly muscular. Exactly, so like some animals are very, like they're just very strong. But it's not a gender thing. Usually the only difference in gender is like size and colors, and for deer, you know, antlers. Maybe it's because I'm watching the stream on 3 different separate devices. Yeah, maybe stop. We can do more than just feminizing. Like, how would Griff be raised if he was a girl? Same with Russell. Would they be treated differently? And how does that reflect in their personality? That's the thing. I don't like when people are treated differently because of their gender. That makes me mad. So I wanted to write them in a way where they wouldn't have really been treated that differently because of their genders with the way that they were raised. I don't think it would have had a huge, like, changing Griff to a girl I don't think would have changed how he was raised, because like we show in a couple of the shorts, which obviously they're non-canon, but still they're there, that both Jack, Griff, and Lee are like holding little weapons and stuff during like little guard training and stuff. So whether or not Griff was a girl or a boy, he still would have been pushed towards being a guard because of his family. Whoever recommended character swapped into other Graycove characters is onto something. What do you mean? Like Hazel as matriarch, Griff as the king or something? That would be cool. Hazel as the matriarch? I might draw that. Okay, let me get back into actually drawing stuff now. Their bodies are all exactly the same, so I'm not drawing this again. Copy paste. Yeah, so like the hyenas have gender differences, but like in Graycove, not so much. So there would be other groups outside of Graycove where they do pay more attention to gender, and they would raise their children differently depending on their gender, but because we're writing mostly in Graycove, I wanted that to be how they raise their kids in Graycove. It's not really a gendered thing. Yeah. I don't know if I can explain it any better than that, because my brain is fried, and I hope I'm making sense. Yeah, maybe Matriarch Hazel will be like a Patreon drawing, because that sounds fun. So would Matriarch be going to her first day of being a guard and being partnered up with the king? That would end very badly for everyone in town. Like if young teenage boy has a female mentor, she's always butch as hell because men only look up to manly women, and I hate that. Yeah, I can appreciate like a cool butch character. That's always very fun. But I like when there's variety in the strong female characters, and some of them being more feminine and not being judged wanting to be more feminine. So like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. When I was a teenager, I thought she was super cool because throughout the series, like, she's a very strong character. Read the comment I said before that? Oh. Which one? Russell's a 1 pound fish guy. Is that the one you meant? The Fox and Foundry. That's a fun name. One of my biggest pet peeves is forced masculinization of female role models to male characters. Yeah, that's what I was going off of. So I liked in Buffy that they let her remain very, like, feminine, and she cares about, like, her appearance and is into stereotypical, like, girly things, but she's still the very strong, cool character. Everyone, what did you miss? Not much. We're currently doing Cult of the Lamb. Russell has ears. Russell is the lamb. Somehow Russell is the largest one in this art style because of his ears. Okay. I don't think I want to clean them up any more than this, since we already have the next one picked out. And I spent probably too much time on the first one. Okay, so the next one is Valve Games. So which of the characters? Okay, so you wanted Russell to be the scout from TF2. So let me just quickly do a bit of searching because I don't know anything about this game. I'm assuming with this one, we're just drawing the characters, but with these outfits, is how I understand it. Side question, how would Russell react to seeing a sturgeon moving in the water for the first time? Like he's in a boat looking at the water and suddenly sturgeon? Great question. I hadn't thought of it. Okay, so yes, we are just doing the characters in these outfits. Okay, let me pull it up. Okay, I'm seeing a headset, a cap, dog tags, some kind of backpack, baseball bat, gloves. Okay, cool. Let's get rid of these guys. Oops. Yeah, probably the same as anyone who sees a sturgeon for the first time. Should I draw him in one of these poses that this character is in? Oh, I also see him with that shotgun. What do we like better, shotgun or bat? I'm leaning towards shotgun because it's funny. For a nice coffee, you deserve it. Thank you, Dr. Dro. That's so nice. The typed thank you from me is actually from Jasper because he's going between my account and his account. But I'm saying verbally, thank you very much. That is very kind of you. Make the shotgun twice the size of Russell's body. Bat is icon. The bat pose specifically important. Okay, well, you got it. Let me find the bat pose. I'm seeing a multitude of bat poses. So I'm gonna be guessing. If you look up TF2 Scout, it's the second picture on Google. Ah, okay. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, there are a lot of bat poses, so... Oh, the Graycove character's doing the Peter Griffin death pose. This is a strange pose. It's a little too big. Or sorry, his head's a little too small, then it's bigger. Because he is just a wee little guy. Make it a little pack. You can't really see in this pose, but we'll have it kind of peek around him a little bit. 2 dog tags. I guess he should have a cap on. It'll just be one of those caps with ear holes in it, so I'm not changing his ears. Yeah, it's cool to see how many people are sending in auditions to voice act. I wasn't really sure what to expect, but it's cool seeing just how many people are interested. It's very awkward to draw on his little head. I'm flattered because I wasn't sure if that many people would be interested in Graycove RPG, let alone to voice act in it. I mean, I was wondering how many people would send in tapes, like if I was making like a short or something and I was asking for voice actors. And I guess I was underestimating because I was like, I can't imagine like that many people would send in tapes. But yeah, it's only been a few days and you have like over 70 people, which is crazy. Okay, well, let's clean them up a bit. Let's move them over a little. He's very close to the edge. Griff has the most, he has 30, and Hazel has the least. Dang. What the heck, guys? Oh, it's surprising women don't exist on the internet. Oh no. Let's move his nose over a little bit. How do you picture Hazel's voice? Initially, I pictured her voice similar to Robin from Stranger Things. But like I've heard, because of like doing the shorts, I've heard her with so many different voices and I can see a lot of them working. So I kind of flip back and forth, but initially I always pictured her with a similar voice as Robin from Stranger Things. Margot Martindale. That would be crazy. If Margot Martindale wanted to voice for Graycove, she can voice anyone she wants. I don't even care. She can be Griff. She's amazing. Esteemed character actress Margot Martindale? Yeah. Please don't clip anything I say. Margot unironically would be perfect for the matriarch. I would die of happiness if Margot Martindale voiced the matriarch. Please don't, Crispy. I'll name drop you and everything. I will disappear off the face of this planet. I don't recommend doing that. Okay, well in that case I'll take over Graycove since I got the RPG. Too much pressure. Okay, well if you keep esteemed character actress Margot Martindale out of this, we'll be fine. I really hope this is the right pose, Jasper, because I don't think I saw you confirm that this is the right one. Actually, I'll do a casting call for Matriarch far down the line. I'll have her roll up for $50 and ask everyone to do their best Marco impression. Kristen Shaw for Hazel, her voice tone fits perfectly Hazel sound. I agree. Why do I not know any celebrities? If it makes you feel better, the only reason I know her name off the top of my head is because of BoJack. Because she's a reoccurring character. I also just do like her acting when I see her in stuff. She's a very good actress. But I remember her name because of BoJack. Those are very specific prices. For real. I'm on Cameo right now. I didn't know you could just look up the price of hiring celebrities. Interesting. Well, thank you for joining us, Microwave. We'll see you next time. Have a good rest of your evening. Actually, Griff's original voice actor was Bojack, but after that interview, I unfortunately had to let him go. Guy from Shark Tank. Darling, we don't have the money to hire any of these people. Dog the Bounty Hunter's crit $1,368. Who would be the medic in the World War I style of the AU? Probably Hazel out of the 3 characters. Just because she's the only one with actual medical training out of those characters in the comic. Not like an extreme amount, but if you're going... It'd be her before it would be Hazel, but if we're only picking out of Griff, Hazel, and Russell. I heard that the Bob Belcher voice actor had a cameo up once. Imagine getting him for Macon. I would hire him. Same as Margot Martindale, he can pick whatever character he wants. I don't care which character that is. If we could get him to voice act for a Graycove thing, he could be anyone. Because I just like that voice actor a lot. Bob Belcher matriarch? Hell yeah. Yeah, H. John Benjamin. The Toph voice actor is available? Sick. Bob Belcher's the only man the matriarch deeply respects Loki. I'm just picturing them having like one of those little DVD players that you take like camping and they're just watching like season 1. James Marsters is $82? Oh my god. That can't be right. Marshall. Oh, right, sorry. Yeah, I'm just picturing them with a little DVD player watching like season 1 Bob's Burgers on a loop and just that becoming the matriarch's favorite show, partly because they have very slim pickings of TV shows, but also just she just loves Bob. That'd be hilarious. Just for a cameo, not for voice acting. Yeah, but still, $82 for James Marsters? Oh my god. You want to talk to James Marsters for your birthday? No. No, I don't. Bob being the only man that matriarch has a small crush on is freaking insane. I didn't say she had a crush, I just said she likes him. Although that is very funny to imagine. Holy shit, he looks ancient now. I mean, yeah, we've only watched him in Buffy, and that started streaming in the 90s, so he has aged. Alright, how does this look? Russell as this video game character I'm very unfamiliar with. Imagine being captured by the matriarch and you save your life by handing her a Blu-ray Bob's Burgers movie. Yeah, like she's never seen it before. She doesn't even know that there's a movie, and it's like you just handed her the Holy Grail. The Scout, that's his whole name. Nice. Who are we doing next? It was gonna be Hazel as... It was a character from Portal, right? Remind me which one so I can look it up. Hazel is Shell from Portal 1 or 2? Okay, I'm seeing two different outfits for this character. One with a full jumpsuit, and then one with like the jumpsuit and a tank top. Where like the jumpsuit's kind of pulled down. Which one are we leaning towards? And these weird feet things. Foster, get this man a meal, fresh water, bandages for his wounds. He handed me the Holy Grail. Do it now, it's your head. I kind of like the look of the suit like tied around the waist. Is there a specific pose you're asking for, Jasper? The feet pics exists because she has no fall damage thing attached to her leg. That makes sense. Yeah, I've always liked the look of like a jumpsuit that's like the top half is tied around your waist. Nope, do your best. Okay. Are we giving her the portal gun? Whatever it's called. Okay, yeah, she can have the... might as well. Goodbye, Russell. Conveniently, it's called the portal gun. Excellent. Matriarch is GLaDOS. We were using some of the GLaDOS lines as inspiration for a character. I'm not gonna tell you who. Control S. Thank you, birds. Dude, one of these days we gotta throw all they use into a single page, just pure horror. That would make a very interesting poster. Okay, the gun is a very weird shape. It's kind of like... this has arms come out kind of like this. And then it's got the weird bumpy thing on the bottom. And this part is wider. And there's a tube. And some dark stuff down here I can't really see. I like how Jasper can comment as Marshall. I don't. Why are you impersonating me? Don't forget subatomic AUs. Oh, right, the dots, that's why. Hazel got a portal gun. Just finished chapter 5 and I love Cherry even though she appeared for like 3 pages. Yeah, me too. I also like Cherry. I would like to show the hyenas more at some point. I don't know when. But I liked coming up with them a lot. Yeah, Hazel wouldn't shoot the moon. I think Hazel would shoot at the moon because, I mean, she can go to the moon. Except she wouldn't because she understands that if she were on the moon, she would die because, you know, of space. She knows enough about space to know that that would be like instant death. Well, thank you for joining us, Luke. Have a good rest of your evening. The ending of Portal 2 involves shooting the moon. Oh, okay. I couldn't remember how it ended. I think the one that... Did we play through both of the portals, or did we just play through Portal 1 or Portal 2? I'm kind of forgetting now. Just one? Oh, okay. I thought, okay, so Portal 2 has like or wait, no. Is Portal 2 the one with like the different like eye orbs with different personalities that you have to like collect or something? I'm forgetting now. Because I do remember watching part of that with you, and I don't remember if we like played through that and if it was in the first game or if both games have that. Okay, never mind. Personality spheres. Yeah, I remember that part of it. It was a while ago, so I can't remember the particulars. Portal is one of those games where it's very cool and I like it a lot, but I can't play it myself. Because it makes me extremely ill, unfortunately. Yeah, I remember the ending of Portal 1. I just couldn't remember if it was Portal 1 or Portal 2. Because I remember, like, the whole fight sequence. So it'd be a personality sphere. Oh, we should drop a little orange personality sphere with Hazel. Okay, now we'll do clothes. Tied around the waist, so about here. In Portal 2, you jam a bunch of accursed orbs upon Wheatley to make him stupider. Yeah, I think I remember you showing me a clip of that or something, if we didn't play through it. Make these a little bit bigger. Add a couple folds in. Okay, now it looks like she's wearing like the tank top has like a blue streak on it. It's like a tank top over a tank top, which is a weird choice, but who am I to judge? actually really like this one. This might be the finished Patreon and coffee drawing. This is very fun. Obviously she needs her necklace. She kind of reminds me of Sigourney Weaver from Alien now. Yeah, I can see it. Also a good vibe. Nice. Let me just quickly look up the personality spheres. I forget what their size is, but I'm picturing something like this. I just realized that's a portal gun. Yeah, we're on the portal AU right now. Slightly bigger. Okay. Like this. Like between basketball and beach ball. This feels like between a basketball and a beach ball. That's good? Okay. Okay, and then they have a weird bar kind of shaped like this that connects about here-ish. I had a wheelie keychain, the only Portal merch I owned. At some point, we had a Portal sweatshirt or sweater that was kicking around that we stole from the Lost and Found bin at work, I think, because no one came and picked it up, so it wasn't really stealing. I don't know where it ended up. I wore it literally today. Nice. So it's probably in your car or something. I just haven't seen it. It's hung up in the hallway, like 4 feet from you. Okay, I guess I haven't seen it. Nice. I wonder if the matriarch ever looks up at the star signs and whispers, "I wish Bob's Burgers was real." Damn, if I uploaded my speedrun to the Portal 1 leaderboard, I could be second place. I beat it in like 2 hours. Nice. Okay, we have about 30 minutes left. Do we want to keep cleaning up this one together, or do we want to do one more drawing? Was there another vote that I just completely missed or forgot about? Gordon Freeman Griff. I don't know who that is. Marshall sounds like the person that gets grabbed by the monster that is standing right behind them, close enough they should hear and feel it breathing on them. That feels like an insult that I don't care for. Clean up this one for Patreon. That's what I was thinking. You can do Bojack again, but draw Griff or Russell. I was thinking, because I already did a Bojack Hazel, so I was thinking I was going to do all 3 of them as like a Patreon post. So I've been saving that one. Okay, let me just find a good picture of this dude. I guess I'll sign up for Patreon when that gets up. It'll be on Patreon and Coffee. Oh, I guess you're not a member on Coffee either. It's like the $5 and up one, as you get to see finished stream drawings. I think so far we've posted the Lilo and Stitch one, and we have the Bluey / Red Dead Redemption one going up, I think at the middle of the month, around May 15th or so. Okay. Wouldn't pick on you if we didn't like you a lot. That's good, I suppose. I disagree with your horror movie assessment, but to each their own. Okay, I found a picture of the character carrying a crowbar. I'm gonna assume that's part of the game. I'm kind of surprised we haven't played Half-Life at some point, Jasper. At least not together. Crowbar is his go-to weapon. That's fair. Draw, I'm wearing glasses. You got it. We have. I don't remember playing Half-Life. Maybe if I saw a screenshot from the game, I'd be like, oh, we have played that. I like having control over when I send my money. I don't sub through Coffee or Patreon, as I don't like subscriptions that much. I know it's weird, but I prefer manually sending money. No, I completely understand that. That's completely valid. I might set it up so like coffee, it'll be like if you pay $5, you'll have access to the entire like stream drawing portfolio or group, whatever it's called. Ah, okay. We played through some of it. Oh, that's all good. Let's try that again. It's awfully kind of you, but you don't have to do that. Thank you very much, though. Eh. You have been incredibly generous to us, and you're making a game right now, so also if you emailed whatever and you're like, hey, can I just see this specific picture that you said you were gonna post, I would probably be fine with that. Red Karo bar with silver tips. Fair enough. We're not gonna be coloring this one. We're just gonna be sketching them out for now. Okay, there's like a big thing that comes up. Circular. Probably be fine, so if I email you on the wrong day, I'll receive a digital pipe bomb via email. Nah, we would be fine with that. This knuckle a little bit wider. It's weird to think of like this shape because his neck fluff would just be like stuffed into this weird armor. Then he asked for glasses, so he's getting glasses. Which is also a very strange look. Can't exactly loop them around his ears, so I guess we'll just do that. Okay. Let's see how much of this I'm gonna mess up. Glasses, I'm struggling to your canals. Square, and then dips down, dips around, and then like a belly plate, and another plate. Hi there, Sammy. Nice of you to join us. You're catching us near the end of the stream here. So we're only going until 9:30, and it's 9:07 for us at the moment. For me, it's currently 12:07 in the day. Fair enough. Very recognizable as Gordon Freeman, so good job. That's good. I can't tell if I'm doing a good or bad job. Stuff is like this. This is the suit of armor Griff wishes he had. Herb would have been great as Freeman. I'll take your word for it. I don't know enough about the character, or remember enough about the character. We should start doing other characters than Griff, Hazel, and Russell. That's fair. You're allowed to... I mean, you can throw out suggestions if you want. If you're like, I want to see specifically Herb in blank, then we can add that to the polls. Knight being Batman. Gordon is a big science nerd from MIT who fights off an alien invasion in Half-Life 1 and then a different alien invasion in Half-Life 2 without ever saying a single word. Very Herb-like. Fair enough. He's supposed to be 27 years old, but he has a master's in theoretical physics. Yeesh. He's older than me, but not by very much. Are there any new chapters, whatever you call it, in the webtoon yet? There isn't this week. The last one that we posted was last Friday. But there will be a short comic going up next Friday on Webtoon. We're taking a break for May. We did one short, just like funny comic for in the meantime, and then we'll be back to our usual story for chapter 7 in June at some point, early June. I don't know when. But We're currently working on chapter 7. We're trying to clean it up, get it ready for posting. I still have quite a lot of work we have to do for chapter 7. There are gonna be some new characters that I still have to design. And one of them I keep going back and forth on the design of, which is making it a little tricky. They're taking a break for the rest of the year, and the next chapter 7 will be back in the summer of 2027. No, we're not doing that. We're only taking a month off. This does not look... It might be the glasses that are throwing me, but this does not look very Griff-like to me. It's like a Clark Kent situation. He has glasses on, so he's unrecognizable. Looks more like a weird Vance. Yeah, I see it. Maybe it's the cheeks fluffs. I made them go up for some reason instead of down. I think his head is a little small, maybe? No, that's not right either. Yeah, I think I didn't make his head square enough, is the thing. You can't really see the markings on his face. Something like this. There are gravity gloves in Half-Life Alyx that are nicknamed Russells. The lack of chest fur makes him look off. Yeah, that's what I was saying, like the neck fluff that he has. I think that's partly what's throwing me. This lovely fur got crushed by the body armor. The armor suit is a weird body type for a Graycove character, to be fair. It's bound to look off. Yeah, like we put him into human proportions a little bit. And I do think that's making it look a little bit off. And bump up the head just a little bit. So another thing I'm going back and forth a little too much is it's all scribbly and messy. I think that looks a bit better. A little bit closer. I'm not giving him boots. It's just feet. I don't hate Griff, I love Griff. He's like a mother to me. That's not the worst. It's a little rough, but I don't think it's too bad. Russell is chill. I want to throw Ruskin against a wall affectionately. Don't like that. And Hazel is my #1 MVP. I think it's perfect. Thank you, Jasper. I think this is where we're gonna end for the night. But let's show off everything we did. So I'm just gonna quickly bump the canvas size up by a lot. So we can see all the stuff we did. Hey, love your drawings. I've always been fascinated with wolves, and these animations bring me pure joy. You have my love, the one and only wolf. Well, thank you. That's very kind of you. One of these is not like the rest. Some of these guys over here. Yeah, let's space these out a little bit. Yeah, not bad. We got quite a bit of variety in these today. I am particularly happy with this really creepy Hazel Ursette face. She looks crazy. But I think we will call it here, because I am tired and there's only 10 minutes till 9:30. Dude, the contrast between Russell and the other Ursets guys is funny. Yeah, it is very funny. Hazel and Griff look very serious, and he looks like he just put a mop on his head. But yeah, there's a new comic up on Ko-fi and Patreon. There'll be some other posts this month, new coloring page, some stream art, stuff like that. There'll be just a short comic page up on Webtoon next week. And yeah, we will see you next time. I hope you guys had fun. See you then.